Very good day to you people. My name is Mohit guys, and this is probably, in fact this is the shortest of all my tutorials that I've done till date. That is because it's not in the real sense a tutorial. It's actually a slideshow, but very informative guys, something that should be preserved and something that cannot be overlooked. Let me then kick off the slideshow and talk about it. It's a PowerPoint slideshow that talks about events in Flash Pro. Right. The first event that is shown to you guys is a double click event. Now, most of the events that I've shown in this slideshow probably are not familiar to you guys, but I've used some most commonly used events as well. Okay, so on a button here we have added an event listener. It's a mouse event of the type double click. Okay, and here's the syntax. All this tutorial talks about is the syntax of some commonly and some really unfamiliar events to you that are not used very often and may come as a surprise to you. So this is how you guys will actually use a double click event. Let me move on to the next slideshow. Alright, I don't think so I need to explain the click event guys, that's all too familiar to everyone. Okay, now out here guys, I've used a mouse over event. Okay, now this mouse over could be replaced with mouse out, and again it may be familiar to you, but I thought I'll let you know the syntax. Alright, and here we have the roll over mouse event, and this is the syntax guys, and again all too familiar to you guys I suppose. Just the way we have roll over, we have roll out as well. Right, so roll over could be replaced with roll out for a roll out effect. Let me go on to the the next slide guys. Now, removed from stage and added to stage, I'm sure are not familiar to you, most of you guys. Okay, here we have added an event listener of the type removed from stage to MC. Okay, and what happens here is the moment you remove the the MC or the movie clip MC from the stage, something happens, and that something is inside this function now run. Just the way we have removed from stage events, we have added to stage events as well guys, and the moment the MC is added to stage, something happens which is inside the function now run 1. Right, so very important syntax guys, it's a preserve, keep it. Let's get on to the next slideshow. Now, how many of you have actually heard of exit frame events? I'm sure most of you have heard of enter frame events, but we have a corresponding exit frame event as well. So here is the syntax guys. What it is tracing is the current frame and the total frames guys. Current frame is the current frame number, and total frames is the number of total frames on the timeline. Cool. Now again, event.added. How many of you have actually heard of event.added? Hardly anyone, right? So we have yet another event in Flash, the added event. What happens here is we have attached an event listener to the stage, and every time something gets added to the stage, a function called add listener gets kicked off. This is the syntax guys. Useful code guys, keep it. Alright, and guys, how many of you actually know how to use the transition manager, the easing, etc.? Okay, now guys, here we have the generalized code for the transition manager. Here we have the actual example of how to use the transition manager, which has been applied on a movie clip called MC. And here, since this tutorial is all about add event listeners guys, the event types, we have an event type which is all transitions in done. Okay, so when all the transitions are done, it fires off a function done trans, and the function reduces the alpha of the MC. Right, so again guys, here is yet another example of how to use the timer. We have my timer, which kicks off every 1000 milliseconds, kicks off 10 times guys. Alright, and here is how to add an event listener to a timer. So basically it's a timer event. So this is the syntax for a timer event, guys, and just below that we have the syntax for the timer complete event. Alright, guys, so that's the end of the slideshow. I hope you like this tutorial, guys. A very short tutorial, but I'm sure the double click event, the added to stage, the removed from stage, and the added the exit frame events are something that you might not be familiar and may add to your repertoire of knowledge. So you have a good day, guys. I'll see you very soon with yet another Flash and ActionScript 3 tutorial, but it could be Dreamweaver as well. Been a long time since I did a Dreamweaver tutorial. Peace. Bye bye.